You from Vinegar Syndrome in a stunning 4K release is Deadly Games, otherwise known as Game Over, or Dial Code Santa Claus, or 3615. So many titles. Doesn't matter. The movie is absolutely awesome. We are thrown into the world of Roland, who is a kind of spoiled kid, a little bit. His mother owns a toy company. He lives with his mum and his grandpa in this rather imposing and rather odd looking mansion, and he pretty much has all the toys he could possibly want. His mother is going to work this Christmas Eve, and he's stuck with his aging grandfather, who is not faring too well in his later years, and he decides to set up some cameras, try and catch Santa Claus in the act. You know, he's 10 years old, still believing in Santa, as so he should, and his friends are always telling him that he's kind of silly, but he believes in this. And we're thrown into the other character of this Santa Claus, this man who is twisted and a little bit damaged, who gets sacked from his mother's toy store and somehow finds his way to her home, where he wants to play a game with Roland, a deadly game. And this becomes a kind of cat and mouse tale of this young boy trying to protect his grandfather and trying to stop this deadly Santa Claus from playing his deadly games. And it's incredibly fun the way it goes about it. It has this kind of whimsy and almost nightmare feeling to the movie. Some of the scenes are lit in such a way that it feels a little bit hazy, feels a little bit like a bad dream. They're trapped within this gothic style building that has all these wild open spaces and strange maze-like structures within it. It has lots of traps and twists throughout this house. It feels like someone has created a house that's not there for people living in, but more for people to survive just getting through. And it's really engaging, and it both caters to being a kids movie and has elements where kids can relate to it, but having this really dark sensibility about it. There is a real weight behind this deadly Santa Claus and the damage that he could do to this grandfather and child. You feel terrified for the characters. You don't feel at any point as if they're safe, as if they're going to work their way out of this. There feels that, yes, this guy could get a hold of them and could kill them, win. He could defeat these people, killing them, and it adds a great sense of dread to it. Now, along the way, there is some wonderful set design, particularly that large mansion that's just odd and twisted and laid out unlike any other house you've ever seen, with the secret rooms and twists. But it has this really fun idea of direction as well. You know, it jumps into over the head shots of Roland stumbling about a maze, which is just a nice artistic direction for this movie to take. There is some wonderful tense sequences as well. There's a moment with a toy train and a toy grenade that has been made to be a real weapon that adds a real sense of tension to that set piece. You see it playing out in such a twisted fashion that it makes you really grip the arms of your chair as you're watching this thing, really curious about how it was going to play out. That train sequence was one of the best in the movie and was ridiculously tense filled. I really like Deadly Games. I found myself enamoured by the characters, the relationships, of which there's not many characters in this, and a lot of it set within this gothic, stunning and twisted house, as this Santa Claus tries to fill the house of blood in his own twisted way. And even the performance of that Santa Claus is wonderful. He has this certain look about him, this sense of craziness in his eyes that's constantly throughout the movie. And then there's the kind of tech-filled side to it as well. You know, with Roland, it leans more towards the Home Alone kind, where he's setting up traps, he's using the equipment that he has to the best of his abilities. But like I said, this isn't as light or as fluffy as Home Alone. This has a sense of darkness and dread about it that I feel elevates it above that movie. I really did enjoy Deadly Games. I thought it was something that's going to be on play every Christmas for me, one that I really enjoyed, and if you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend checking it out. I'd love to know your thoughts on the movie. If you've seen it, let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.